Welcome to our in-depth look at how melting glaciers are changing global sea levels. In this video, we'll explore the harrowing effects of climate change on our glaciers and how their rapid melting is contributing to rising sea levels worldwide. Tune in as we discuss the potential impacts on coastal communities and biodiversity, as well as what we can do to mitigate these effects. Buckle up and prepare to dive into the world of our changing planet. 1. The phenomenon of melting glaciers. Melting glaciers are more than just a picturesque transformation of ice into water. They signify an environmental crisis unfolding before our eyes. These majestic ice formations, once considered permanent fixtures of the Earth's landscape, are rapidly vanishing. Global warming, driven by the increase in greenhouse gases, leads to rising temperatures that directly affect glaciers. The image of melting glaciers is comparable to watching a slow, patient erosion of our planet's geography. It's not simply a seasonal thaw. This is a persistent and accelerating melting pattern. The concern isn't just the shrinking ice mass but its eventual disappearance and the profound consequences it heralds for sea levels globally. 2. Understanding the impact on sea levels. When glaciers melt, the resultant water contributes directly to rising sea levels. Just as when you add ice to a glass of water, the liquid level rises, so too do our oceans as they absorb millions of tons of glacial meltwater. Currently, researchers estimate that melting glaciers and ice are responsible for roughly a third of global sea level rise. This means our oceans are climbing higher, posing a threat to coastal communities and ecosystems. The situation, akin to slowly filling a bathtub without a drain, becomes more precarious as time progresses. Cities and habitats once secure are finding themselves precariously close to being inundated by the advancing tide. 3. The rapid retreat of prominent glaciers. Prominent glaciers around the world, from Greenland to Antarctica, are experiencing a rapid retreat. Greenland's ice sheet, for instance, is losing approximately 280 gigatons of ice per year. This is equivalent to losing a massive reservoir of freshwater every single year. The story is not much different in Antarctica, where glacial retreat contributes significantly to rising oceans. Such changes disrupt not only local environments but also impact global marine and climate systems. These glaciers act like giant, natural reservoirs. Their loss alters ocean salinity and currents, leading to unpredictable weather patterns across the globe. 4. Consequences for coastal communities. As sea levels rise due to melting glaciers, coastal regions are increasingly under threat. For communities located near the sea, rising levels mean more frequent and severe flooding. It's like living on the edge of a steadily growing pond that constantly encroaches on your doorstep. This scenario poses significant risks for millions of people worldwide who may be displaced from their homes. Cities such as Miami, New York, and Mumbai face imminent challenges linked to these rising waters. Beyond property damage and economic costs, there are fears of losing entire ecosystems and the culture tied to these areas. 5. Threats to ecosystems and biodiversity. Increasing sea levels affect far more than human settlements. They also threaten ecosystems that countless species rely on. Wetlands, which serve as rich habitats for diverse flora and fauna, face destruction from the intrusion of saltwater. Imagine a delicately balanced castle of sand, collapsing as the tide sweeps in. Such intrusion can lead to the loss of wildlife and plant species that cannot adapt quickly enough. Marine life further influences global ecosystems, impacting everything from local fisheries to global food chains. As habitats dwindle and change, species must struggle to adapt or face extinction. 6. The role of human activity. Human activity is a significant factor accelerating glacial melt. The burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, and industrial emissions all contribute to the warming of Earth's atmosphere. This ongoing human impact is similar to turning up a thermostat, warming areas that should remain cold. With temperatures rising, the delicate balance necessary for glacier preservation unravels. Reducing carbon emissions and transitioning to sustainable energy sources are pivotal strategies. Ignoring these issues could lead to irreversible changes, and possibly even more rapid glacial melting in the future. 7. Potential solutions and mitigation strategies. Addressing the threat of rising sea levels begins with mitigation efforts. Some potential solutions focus on reducing carbon footprints on a personal and industrial level. Imagine each action to limit emissions as a grain of sand added to a balanced scale, slowly tipping it in favor of sustainability. Governments need to enforce policies promoting clean energy and reducing waste. On a larger scale, innovations like carbon capture technology hold promise. International collaboration is crucial, as the impacts of melting glaciers are borderless and require joint efforts to effectively combat. 8. Why immediate action is essential. Melting glaciers and rising sea levels are not problems of the distant future, they're challenges we face today. Immediate action is essential to mitigate the worst effects. The longer we wait, the less manageable the situation becomes, like a small leak growing into a flood. Raising awareness, implementing climate policies, and fostering cooperation can significantly alter the current trajectory. Failure to act swiftly could see us witness irreversible damage, forever altering coastlines, lifestyles, and the environment as we know it. It is an urgent call for preservation, not just for us but for future generations.